You forget your... Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking about the condition for realities. In Tipitaka, there is the near cause and the far cause. I was reading about the
Could you speak louder, please?
yes, the near cause, the proximate cause, and the which in Pali word is padattana. It's like in Tipitaka explains that the near cause for the proximate cause for sati is tirasanya. It's firm, firm remembering, firm memories, and the but that's not the main cause. Is the it's another it's another Dhamma. It's another reality, not the not the one that is the near, but the one that is far in time, far away in time. So I was thinking if Ajahn can explain more about the difference between the near and the far cause, the condition that for realities arising now. Thank you, John.
Did you know the point that Kun Alberto just mentioned about Thai word เข้าใจไหมคะ
เข้าใจครับอาจารย์
ค่ะ
นิดหน่อยเข้าใจค่ะอาจารย์
ค่ะ What did he talk about คุณ Alberto so that we can have right understanding together of what is there now as Dhamma no limited at all just talk about what is there so it can be gradually known little by little what is there as it is เข้าใจไหมคะ เข้าใจไหมคะ
ใช่ค่ะอาจารย์
เข้าใจนะคะ so คุณ Alberto what is that you are interested in
It's not the conditions for reality to arise, like seeing, the condition for seeing, the condition for
you did mean just only sati is that right the proximate cause of what right now little by little it will lead to understand the proximate cause of all kinds of akusla to let go the clinging to the moment as I or something so now are you talking about the proximate cause of a reality one at a time or just general proximate cause of Dhamma for any Dhamma. That's why the way to understand what is there right now, get closer and closer, just talk about that which is now appearing, in order that it can develop the understanding of the truth. It's there by conditions. And what is the proximate cause of that reality? Is it right? We are talking about whatever is there around as not self at all. It has its own characteristic, appearing to be known, but no understanding of the truth of it yet, because there is wrong understanding of that which appears as it not as it is. It appears not as it is. So the proximate cause of each moment has to be the proximate cause of each reality, which can be known, not try to know that which can't be known, cannot be known at all right now. Gradually, little by little, what is there which can eliminate the idea of self because of understanding the truth of that very moment. Is that right, Kun Alberto? The proximate cause of each different reality, because now realities are different. If it's not known one by one, how can it let go the idea of something? Because each reality cannot be taken for anything or someone or anyone at all.
ท่านอาจารย์ครับ I was thinking about the proximate cause for seeing, and I was wondering whether it was the eye or visible object. And then I suddenly realized that maybe I need to know the meaning of proximate cause. So, Ajahn, can you help? What does proximate?
Okay, little by little, without the object which is seen now, we don't need to say it's approximate cause or it's far cause. It doesn't matter at all. As long as it is understood that it's that which anyone can think about it, whether it's true or not, without the eye, without the object which impinges on the eye, without other conditions like Pasa and Veda and so on, can they be seeing right now? Not just think about the word, just try to find out the proximate cause only, but anything there which can be known that is the condition for that to arise. At that moment is proximate cause. Because at that moment we don't talk about karma, condition different kinds of object to be known or experienced at that moment. Just understand the cause which is so close, so near, and we use the term proximate cause. But in truth, it's what that which can be known. That's the way
Yes,
to.
I understand, Ajahn, that usually we hear a particular word, a particular concept, and we try to understand, and forgetting that there is so much more to understand, and not just be attached to knowing one particular this thing. Just keep on listening, and proximate cause and condition. And now the question also arises: what is the difference between cause and what is the difference between condition? Is there any difference, Tanachan?
Just to understand the nature of seeing and the nature of that which is seen. That's why so many different words, aspects about seeing and that which is seen, on and on and on. The more considering the truth, it let go the clinging and the idea of self. But it's not just learn to understand the word. What is proximate cause? See? But there is now seeing without the eye base. They cannot be seen. Is that not proximate cause? Without that which impinges on the eye, there can never be the seeing. Is that proximate cause? Understanding what is there, which can be known, is the proximate cause.
But
No need to.
Tanichan, there are many conditions, and some of the conditions are not proximate cause. So
It
maybe it's also
doesn't.
important to know the difference.
It doesn't matter when we talk about the pattaya for each moment, which is far from now, far away, kamma and anusya and pattaya and so on, other pattaya. Shall we talk about it? When we just talk about what is there now. But no matter what we talk about, for example, sahajata pattaya, see, citta and citasika, even it's there, it's not citasika, the proximate cause. Don't cling to the word and the term, but to the truth of that which is there to be known by considering the truth of that whatever arises has to be conditioned. So many conditions at that moment of attending to the reality which experiences the object. No need to think about what is the proximate cause of it. But when we learn about the proximate cause, it means that there are so many conditions to condition that very moment. But as much as one can know to let go wrong idea about I see or my eye or that object is something, it's the understanding of that moment about not just the word Dhamma, what kind of Dhamma, is that the proximate cause for understanding. Don't cling to the word because each word represents a reality right now, which is covered up by words too. So it's not book study about the term, about the meaning, but about the truth right now to be considered. Or adamas, that's the word to be known. To have clear understanding of Dhamma, at that moment it let go the idea of self very gradually, no other way at all. Only the understanding of the truth of it, little by little, so very gradually, because now is that the moment of understanding, seeing is not self, as it's just seeing a reality which sees now. Or shall we keep on talking about the proximate cause and the far cause and other conditions, sahajata, pajja, citta, and citta, and so on, just for understanding to develop until it realizes the truth, the characteristic of each reality as it is, one by one. Is that
Tanichan, yes, Tanichan, continue, please.
is that not the proximate cause for understanding to arise, to grow, to develop? It has to
Tanichan,
be.
I do know that I do understand from hearing and considering what you just said that Lopa is definitely not the proximate cause for understanding, and it seems Lopa arises in many, many sort of ways, even uh, when we ask questions which seem to, uh, seem like it's a right line of inquiry, but it's still Lopa when we, all the time Lopa is arising, even in Dhamma discussions, Tanichan.
See, is that enough? Lopa is there at moment of seeing as what? Abhisasava, Kamasava, Tiddasava, Bhavasava. See, is this not the proximate cause to understand asava? That's why don't cling to the word, but understand the way. Why do we come and just talk about daily life like seeing right now by different manners, different aspects, to let go just very, very subtly. It cannot be eradicated instantly at all. Even now there is seeing, and we have talked about seeing a lot, many, many times, never enough. That's why don't cling to the word, but to the understanding of what is there as it is, little by little. Why do we talk again about seeing? It's a reality. It's that which sees now. And what is meant by seeing, it experiences that which is seen now. Anything, only in a moment, one moment at a time. Is this kind of understanding letting go gradually the ignorance, wrong understanding, and clinging to what is there as something, atta. So study Dhamma doesn't mean that understand the meaning in word, but to understand the truth of it, no matter what word is that represents that reality. Not just read, but understanding the truth. There is the eye bears, it does not appear, but it's there. The first round of Ariya Satya. It's there, but what appears is not the eye bears, it's not table and fork, but it's only that which is seen, different colors. The something is always there at moment of seeing, no understanding of the nature of it, that it's seen, what it's seen, but it's something until the idea of something gone ultimately never arise again because no conditions for its arising anymore. That is the meaning of the Ariya Satya, the third Ariya Satya, the end of ignorance and wrong understanding arising with that moment of ignorance. Is this better than just try to understand what is meant, broad or very narrow meaning of the word only? Proximate cause.
Dhanachan, it has to be one's own understanding, not just to listen to an explanation. And it is the understanding which sees that what is better, what is the path of the business of God.
That's
And
right.
that's very hard.
Listen again and again to understand the ultimate truth, the very subtle truth of what is there now arising and falling away so very quickly, but they are not known as they are from moment to moment, different realities. It's at the point of hearing about the word of the Buddha, all about now. Is there any question, Kun Payer, Kun Sohan?
Payal and Sohan,
Yes,
this is your day, this Saturday
yes.
discussion. So please ask questions.
Or anything you'd like to understand, we can discuss or talk about it one
Yes,
reality
yes,
at a
Achan.
time.
I want to ask how do we get away to our places,
Say
let
it
go our
again,
places?
one reality at a time now, please.
Yes, like even of this present time, how do we reduce our kilesas by understanding to reality?
Is there we?
Not Achan, but
So,
even
what was
yes, Khab.
Adeka? Go on, please.
Achan, even we talk like we take ourselves, but not is real. It's only chitta. But how to we can reduce our kilesas to be understanding of the reality of present time?
your way or the Buddha's way.
The Buddha way, Kapajan.
So he said, just consider each word carefully. You talk about citta, right?
Yes, Ajahn.
What is it? It's not just the translation of the word citta, but it's the understanding, the reality right now. When you said citta, is the citta right now?
Yes, Ajahn.
Do we, or do we have to try to find out, search for it, look for it? None at all. So we are talking about citta, but there's no understanding of citta right now. Is that right?
Yes, Ajahn.
So what is the citta?
The chief of experience,
The chief of experience. What do you mean?
it means to know the
It
reality.
sees now.
To
It sees now. Not
yes,
I
if
see. See,
yes,
not
Kapajan.
I see. It see. Is there any doubt about the seeing now?
No, no, Kapajan. No doubt.
But it's not directly experienced as it the reality, which is a chief of experience, is what is there now.
The sin chitta
You
to
just
see.
you just answer from book,
No,
from
no,
word.
Ajahn.
So is it now the understanding of citta is close now to the reality of citta right now? Or just remember that it's citta which experiences the object.
Is remembering, Ajahn.
That's why it's not enough at all.
Yes, Ajahn.
What remembers, see, go on and on and on, each word of the Buddha. So very subtle. That's why it's not enough just to read or remember, but to understand what is heard. Is it known? Is it experienced? Is it not I or self?
Yes.
Just from moment of hearing any word, how much understanding is there? Or how can I? Can the I experience the truth?
No, the chitta can.
That's why no question anymore about how can I, right?
Yes, Ajahn.
So this is the way to have firm confidence of the truth. Satya parami.
Yes, Kapajan.
So now no doubt about Satya parami, right?
Yes, Ajahn.
And reality right now is so subtle that it cannot be known even it's there. Is that right?
Yes.
That's why the way to understand, see, to understand, understand what? The truth of that which is there. Only one reality at a time. Is that
Yes, Ajahn.
right? So
Yes,
now
Ajahn.
it's the way, listen again and again and
Mm.
again to have firm confidence of the Ariya Satya, the first round of Ariya Satya. No other way, no one's way. It's only the truth. Listening carefully from the enlightened one, see, not from anyone at all. Why? Because he had enlightened to the truth of this moment. No matter what is there, the truth is there. There is not just only the citta, the reality which arises to experience the chief, to experience the object. But there are other reality too. If it's not known at all, they can be clinging, taking that as I, because the I is there as asva of what is there appearing. That's why learn not just one word, carefully study each word to understand how much understanding of what is there, one reality at a time.
Yes, Kapajan.
Can
So,
there be?
Sohan, what is the way to reduce kilesa?
To the know of reality every moment, just like even The seen is see, it's not me, not taking to ourselves, it's arise by condition.
So you mean to say the way is the way of understanding. There's
Yes,
no other way, but just understanding is the only path to eradicate and in the meantime reduce kilesa.
yes, correct.
Tanachan, just now you mentioned the Satya Parami, and I was thinking about the Paramis, and it is quite, the way I understand is that why there's no understanding. We hear here, and that's because the Paramis are still very little and long way to be developed. So it seems it's very difficult. The path is so difficult, and we were talking about proximate cause, and there's so many conditions that are required for understanding to arise each moment, and for understanding to develop. And it's not just understanding, but also all these other kusala which support the understanding. And so long as the paramis are not developed, then it has to be this way, no understanding.
That's why there are 3 rounds of Ariya Satya. See, the first round, not enough understanding the truth of each reality. That's why one just pay attention to how it can happen, what we have heard. But that is not Satya Parami. It's I again. So Satya is the understanding of the truth. Each reality cannot be anything at all. At all. Seeing is only seeing. No way to understand seeing just by focus on it, concentrate on it. It's not the way. But the understanding of the truth, what is it in reality? Because it's not that which does not experience anything. It sees. It means it experience. It arises to experience an object. Each moment, because its characteristic is seeing. When it's firm, no change, it is Satya Parami. And to be truthful to the truth is so very little, because the truth is that it's now arising and falling away so very rapidly. As long as something seen, it's not the understanding of the seeing as just seeing at all. It mixes with other moments so very quickly as something by shape and form. So how can the atta gone to be the moment of clear understanding of anatta? How long it will take? And with our patience and with our effort, Ria, how can it be known? Even right now, with our patience, to know that it's so very subtle, but it can be known. Very, very little at a time. Just the word, more and more, to condition the understanding of each one as not anything, just visible object, just seeing. And this is parami, the way to develop right understanding by parami, not by anyone. Understanding is so true, but it's so deep. That's why without understanding the characteristic of each reality as it is, how can there be the realization of the truth? And this is Satya Parami. Otherwise, what is Satya Parami, and when is Satya Parami? Shall I develop more Parami? Not at all. All depends on understanding. The teaching of the truth, the ultimate truth, has to be understanding only, because each reality is so very subtle. Even hardness just right now. Who can understand it? It has to be known. Otherwise, it's not known. So how can it let go the idea of something? The teachings of the truth, each word of the Buddha, just to let go ignorance and attachment. So now they can be truthful to the truth. How much understanding of the truth of that which experiences, not I, not anyone at all, just a moment conditioned by the proper conditions, arising and falling away. Arise to see, as soon as it sees, it falls away instantly. Is that true? This is the way to be patient, to develop understanding with understanding wisely, little by little. When it's not the very keen and strong and wise understanding, how can it let go? What is there as the door, the bed, the window, and on, all there? Otherwise, it does not appear clearly when they arise, seems like they arise together all at once. What is true, and that is Satya Bharami, to be true to the truth. So it's
Ajahn,
not just the word.
may I ask? So is that the a little understanding that we gained? That means the parami is accumulated by that little understanding. Am I correct?
Understanding the truth anytime, anything, is Satya
And
Bharami. Be true to the truth.
so once we understood, even just a little, that means the parami is accumulated, right?
When there's
Or
understanding, that only understanding condition the moment of beginning to be aware with understanding of one object by conditions. A little more parami, a little more parami, a little more parami,
okay,
to be
thank
true
you.
to the truth. Any question about this point? Kun Payo, Kun Sohan, Kun Alberto? คุณจิ๋วก็ได้ค่ะ มีไหมคะ
Oh, Ajahn, yes, thank you. I would like to ask you to elaborate it more. That yes, that the parami it's quite complex sometimes because as we live in everyday life, we tend to think that because the atta is there, and we think that we could accumulate it, but actually the parami is it's a dharma, and you just can't, not you or anyone or any being can accumulate it, but only the right understanding that accumulated it. But as Kun Sukhin has mentioned earlier, that we don't get to the point or to understand it because and that because if I can refer to his questions, is that because we don't have enough parami, so we didn't understand, or we should understand to accumulate the parami. But I think it's every time that we ask this kind of confused questions. I mean, it's reflect how confused we are, and you always brought us back into this particular moment to understand what's happening right now. That even when earlier Alberto was saying about asking about the proximately cause. So if we don't understand what's happening right now, and we don't understand the proximately cause, it's no use to talk about the far cause, right?
It does matter at all. Just understand. And understanding understands whether it is a far cause or the near cause, the proximate cause. For example, if there's no condition as kamma paccaya, can there be seeing? And even seeing is different. For example, sometimes it experiences a very, very pleasant object, and sometimes opposite. We don't talk just about the moment of seeing, but we talk about the far cause, long, long time ago. That's why Buddha taught about the truth of no matter how long before this moment, eons and eons, just about everything to understand how people are different, no matter in what way, in the way of how much understanding, how much truthful to the truth. So now, even understanding the truth is such a parami. Be true to the truth that this moment is not previous moment. Each moment's gone. Is that right? A little more understanding is a satya parami. And the point is to let go ignorance and attachment, make kamma parami. Not for fame or honor or anything at all. That's why the teachings is so very subtle, because the realization of the truth so long time ago covered up by ignorance and attachment and all kinds of akusala, almost every moment in life, each day, not only today. This is so true, so it's truthful satya parami. When the understanding of the truth is so firm, firmer and firmer, satya is there now. It cannot be by anyone to know it, but it's the right understanding of the truth. A little more, a little more. Each moment it let go wrong understanding and attachment and ignorance, not understanding this moment as Ariya Satya, dukkha at all. It's not the word, it's the truth. And we don't have to find out whether this level is proximate cause or the far cause, all by conditions. And at the moment of thinking about whether it's far or proximate near cause, is there no attachment?
I got it. Thank you, Katana-chan. Kun Alberto, did you find it this answering good?
Thank you, Ju. Yes, that's the problem with realities, which they are now. I talk. So talking about realities is one thing, and understanding realities is completely different matter. It's because even now it's me talking, but who is me? It's Chitta and Cetasika, so it's not the word that it's talking. It's not the person who is talking. It's the reality. It can only be Dhamma. Yeah, I was listening to last week discussion on Saturday morning, and you were saying, asking Ajahn about Asawa, and the answer was the like the actually I can't remember the the subject, but yeah, the difficult part of reality is the panya. It's a difficult reality to arise, because if without panya, it's just basically ignorance. So no matter the subject, no matter the situation, doesn't matter if it's like listening to Ajahn but the difference when listening to Ajahn is that that's the proximate cause for understanding. Without that, there can be no condition for paramis at all, for getting closer to the truth and to being truthful as well, which is even more difficult than the much more difficult than talking about it. But even talking about it is not easy. I don't think. Any,
Last week, I asked about asava, and I mean, actually, it was about ignorance and wrong understanding that I been discussed with Kun Sukin. You know, because in my point was, if there's ignorant, then that ignorant is there. Then you don't need to talk about understanding because ignorance is there. But he was right on that. It's a different cetasika, the ignorant. I mean, different dharma. Ignorant is one, and wrong understanding is another one, which is right. But the thing is, I don't know about the others, but I'm not trying anymore. This is going back to Sohan earlier questions on how to, how to, that's the word, that how to, it's always stuck in our mind, but there's no how to. It just only have a right understanding. And the right understanding will eventually let go of wrong understanding and let go of how to, and eventually, hopefully, let go of the atta. But right now that I think I will stop asking the word how to, because it's completely useless for this life. That's it. Thank you.
And that is Satya Parami, so firm, no more question about how. See, otherwise people try to know what is Satya Parami, how much understanding and so on. But the truth of each word, like how, see, is that Satya to understand the truth? So the firm understanding of the truth is Satya Parami of anatta. All dhammas are anatta. So how and when it's not anatta, I would like, and when can I understand it? It's not Satya Parami. So who knows Because there is such a parami right now, only firm understanding, confidence of the truth. What is there now seems that they do not arise and fall away. But in truth, each one arises and falls away instantly. But it seems like nothing arises and falls away at all. Is this firm enough? Satya Parami.
Tanchan, I am now using the word how, but in a different context. But it seems that what we take for pariyati, satyayana, and particularly the word sutamaya panya, is the development of understanding, which could be said to be learning how to listen better and better. Is
How
that
to
a fair
listen, to
conclusion?
understand.
And listen also, because we're talking about direct understanding, and at the level of Sutta Mayapanya, most of the time it's not listening with understanding. So actually listening with understanding is learning how to listen with
Without
understanding.
listening, considering, can there be understanding?
Considering is also remembering the words. So it's like learning is still like listening to the words and
Here,
with
what is
understanding.
the difference between hearing and understanding and considering?
Hearing with understanding, I just use the words Sutta Maipanya. Hearing and considering with understanding is Chinta Maipanya. But even when we talk about hearing, at that time there is also considering, because if no considering, then there's no understanding.
Can there be understanding without considering?
No.
That's why the panya derived from considering at moment of hearing. It's suttamaya panya. It's not just hearing, it's suttamaya panya.
Yes, the word has to be considered.
And when there's no hearing, there can be conditioned to think about the truth. Because
And
there
that's
can be think,
Chinta Maipanya. Yes,
right?
Sanachan. Right. So is it fair, the conclusion that we actually learning how to listen
To
carefully?
understand, yeah. Otherwise, what is so subtle cannot be known at all. That what is true, what is real, what is the ultimate truth, no one.
And when you were talking about the other how, it shows the lack of paramis, satya parami, kanti, nekama, uh, virya. So even listening, if these varamis are listening, they can't be listening with understanding.
So listening to understand with careful considering, otherwise it cannot be understood. Just say how many jittas are there, how many jetasikas are there, what is the meaning of this word or that word. It's not studying what is there now that can be known, only talking about it when it's there right now, little by little. Because there is a reality right now, and we talk about the other reality which is not there. How can the reality which is there now known? And this is Satya Parami. When there is understanding of the truth, it has to be this way, only one way.
Tanachan, this Satya Barami is, out of all the Baramis, is mentioned very often. Is that because it is more important than the other Baramis? And counting
the
out, leaving
most
out Panya,
the most important is Panya, right?
right, Tanachan?
And this is
Big,
Satya Barami. See, we don't have to find Satya Barami at any other situation. Just moment of be truthful to the truth. This is true. That is Satya Barami.
because, for example, even to understand that there's no understanding shows Satya Barami. So it does seem to be quite important.
Each Barami conditioned by Panya Barami. Otherwise, it cannot be the support or the Barami to realize the truth right now, anytime. So no doubt about Satya Barami, firm confidence to be true to the truth.
So, Tanachan, if there's no Satya Barami, it means there's no Nekama, there's no Viriya, there's no
Certainly,
Khanti.
certainly.
So can we say that all parami, the 10 great parami, actually they all connected one way or another? That without one, that's no way to attain the enlightened and not the enlightened to be enlightenment and even Sotapattipanna. Am I correct?
Can we say if there is no understanding, there can never be the realization of the truth of what is there? So real now.
No, yeah, you're right.
That's why just to be reminded, not just attend to Panya Barami or Khanti Barami, but understand the way Barami develops in life, all kinds of kusala with understanding as the base or the foundation. And who knows, this is the moment of letting go ignorance and attachment, because it has to be firm for the first round of Ariya Satya.
That is such a sweet words, Tanachan. That is very nice.
Yeah,
I'll remember that.
yeah.
Thank you.
คุณไปแล้ว Sohan, is there any other question or about this question again?
Achan, like
Clear?
even the Satcha Parmi, I want to we know more about of Satcha Parmi.
Is there the enlightened one?
No, Achan.
Is there Buddha, the enlightened one?
Yes,
Is that Satya?
yes, Achan.
So begin to have more and more Satya, be true to the truth, never change. Did he teach anything or any word after his enlightenment?
Yes, he teach.
And that is Satya Parami, right?
Yes,
Never
Achan.
change. And The word he taught can be considered and understood until it can be realized. Is that true?
Yes.
Satya Barami. So the question, is it true? Is Satya Barami? When the answer is correct. Not for anything, just to understand the truth. Because life is so short. Who knows? It can end this morning or afternoon or at night. Who knows? So the best moment, the most precious moment, is understanding the truth and rooted so it develops on and on and on each moment when there is the understanding truly to the truth. Satya Barami.
Yes, sir.
Who knows who have how much Satya Barami?
Those
Only one.
person have understanding.
Only by
If
oneself. Because it will lead to understanding the truth, the ultimate truth. No one. Panya is the reality which understands the truth. And Satya is be truthful to the truth. And Viriya, just to have Viriya at any moment, listening, considering, so careful to understand the truth. All about understanding the truth, realizing the truth. When time comes already,
yes, sir.
is this Satya?
Yes, is
So
Satya.
no need to look for any word for Satya Barami when there is the understanding of what is Satya, the truth. And it's the understanding of what is true and what is not true. The truth is the truth. Understanding what is true is Satya Barami. And this is the beginning of Parami too, to develop on and on and on and on, all about the truth. So no matter what level of of akusa is there, satya is so true to understand it. Not try to have less because it's there already. It's gone already. To understand the truth, firm confidence of understanding the truth is satya parami. So how much satya to the truth right now?
Um,
And that can only be known when there's understanding. Otherwise, it
Certain,
cannot be known, isn't it?
yeah, certainly, because the understanding and ignorance much different.
It's also important also when um, asking how to have this or that. It's the truth of the moment. It has to be understood as a reality, as not as Sohan or Alberto or Sukin or Jiu, because the truth is the reality which is there then at the moment of thinking like this or thinking like that, and there can be truth. There can be the being truthful in that moment too. Otherwise, how can be the anatta of reality be understood if that moment is not if without truthfulness to that moment. The moment is like a kusala, or maybe attachment or wrong view, or and that's real. It must be like that. There is no need to feel like ashamed or feel like not good enough, because it is it is the truth of the moment. So we need to be truthful to that moment, whatever is there.
And of course, a bit as you know, it's not we have to be truthful. We just talk about functions of reality. So truthfulness as a function, as a particular function, is an important function, and so other realities with different functions like patience and letting go and all that. So I think it's good to be reminded about realities in terms of characteristics and also as functions, because we keep talking about realities, and actually we're talking about the functions of different realities. Akusla is akusla, kusla is kusla. Ignorance is a function which cannot lead to understanding, and understanding is another function. But these are all just realities. Sorry, that was just thinking out loud. There was just some things I was just considering while listening to Thanajan earlier.
Yeah, thank you, Sukinya. Good point.
And you get in late, but today Thanachan will end at 11:30. But we welcome your questions.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, I'm late. I was just thinking about such a parami is it's a long way from the book knowledge, which many people have lots of book knowledge, but not so much understanding. And it would seem to me that once the real understanding begins to grow, then there can be no satyaparami without understanding. So understanding, I'm going to say, comes first, but I think the confidence will, the more understanding, the more confidence. So for instance, you'd mentioned something about the how do I, how does one understand? Let's start there. And once there's, I would think once there is some understanding of how understanding develops, then there can be confidence. Like there can't be confidence in understanding if there is no understanding, if there's just looking at words and remembering words and lists and things. That may be a bit mixed up. I'm sorry.
Just a comment, Anne, I think the paramis, they are developed definitely, as Kunchi was saying earlier, when there is understanding, but there's also paramis conditioned by past understanding.
Yes.
So even in lives where we haven't heard, we don't hear the Dhamma, there can be the development of paramis conditioned by past understanding. So yeah, otherwise, how would the chance to hear the Dhamma is so rare, and the path takes a long time. It would be even longer if the paramis could develop only during those lives when we hear the Dhamma. But I think the paramis are there, can be developed, can grow, even when there's no chance to hear the Dhamma.
Oh, I can see that, Sukin. Thank you.
But it has to be conditioned by the understanding that's been accumulated.
Yes.
So
Yes.
let's say, for example, someone who has not heard any Dhamma in past lives, the giving will be done with the idea of self, but another person can be giving for the sake of giving.
Yeah.
Even at that moment, there's no understanding of giving as a Dhamma.
Yes. Yes. I think that's, yes, I see that. The example I think of is, even without understanding of the Dhamma, there is, there can be selfless giving, like not giving for oneself or for the benefit of, for praise and admiration and all of that kind of thing. Just giving. Yes, you're right. It would not be. I guess there could be moments of. Sorry. In there may be moments of kusala dhammas in the just the giving. Yes, there are many moments of there can be many moments of kusala in a life that is not hearing the Dhamma or studying the Dhamma. There would be accumulations of a kusala that can arise under appropriate conditions.
And even if you consider a particular moment, and if you take the example of the first time when we hear the Dhamma, I think we can appreciate that without the other paramis, when hearing those words for the first time, there cannot be understanding. So all the paramis support each other.
Yes. I'm not sure, just this last comment you made, Sukin, even if.
For example, if we hear for the first time about Dhamma, at that moment, when we hear the word Dhamma and there's some understanding, it shows there is such a barami at that moment, which conditioned hearing with understanding.
Yes, okay, I see that. It's likened to the first time, for instance, you know, in this life, there's hearing of the Dhamma, and there is something that what if one wants that repeat or goes back to it repeatedly to hear it, then yes, I can see how there's
Yeah. Even now, we can
yeah,
see it's not just Pandya, it's other paramis also.
right. Something's taking you there. Use the wrong word. Yes, the confidence that would have accumulated in previous lives is
It's all those different dhammas that
yeah,
support understanding.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. No, the paramis they're quite intricately interrelated.
Exactly.
And why these particular dhammas? Why there are so many other kusala which are not paramis? We can also slowly understand that. Why, for example, karuna is not a barami. Why metta is a barami? So there is a difference because of different realities being different and having different functions.
Yes. Yes, that's quite true. I think, yeah, I know the paramis are the strong conditions, I would think, for greater understanding and moving along the path. But the kusala dhammas, which are not paramis, are very much supportive of that. So they're not, you know, they're very much in the equation, I think.
I mean, rather than seeing them as support, I mean, of course, I know what you understand by support. They are support in that indirectly they can be paramis and paramis. I've heard this idea also, but I would rather think of them that if there was understanding and understanding is being developed and the other paramis being developed, there would be the development of all kinds of kusala.
Yes.
Maybe Tanajan would like to add on this.
That would be good.
We can say that all kinds of kusala is the supporter for any kind of further higher degree of understanding too.
Yes.
If there's no understanding this moment, how can there be the other moment? See, that's why it develops, it conditions very gradually, very subtly.
Chan, is it, I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking in terms of what I've heard and remember, and now, you know, thinking in a logical way, that we know that all kusala is with alobha. So alobha is non-attachment. So in that sense, can we say that anytime there's kusala, there's non-attachment?
So if it's attachment, can it be kusala?
Oh, no.
So go ahead, John, please.
Yes, please.
I was going to say, I'm just following up. I'm trying to remember following up on Sukin's last remark, and it would so alopa. No, I'm not thinking. What I'm trying to think about is whether when there is kusala, if there is generosity, there is also alopa arising. Would that be correct?
At moment of kusala, no akusala Dhamma can arise at all.
Right. So would there be alopa, for instance, in this one, we have,
Alopa, adosa,
they would all arise with the kusala then.
whether the amoha panya arises with it or not. Even
Right.
there's no panya, there can be alopa and adosa.
Yes, yes, yes. Right.
That's why we learn about one moment of kusala. So many sopana, wholesome jetasikas, have to
Yes.
arise together.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what
Otherwise, it cannot be kusala at all.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last, Ajahn.
Otherwise, there cannot be kusala moment at all.
Right. For
So
sure. Yeah.
we learn to understand the truth of very subtle reality because they are not known yet. Only by hearing again, considering again, little by little, each reality performs its function. Panya cannot be sati, sattha cannot be panya, and sati, and so on. Learn to understand the different realities without only one wholesome cetasika, which has to arise with each kusala moment. They
Mhm.
cannot arise. It needs all cetasikas arising together to arise against the storm of ignorance and attachment and all kinds of kusala.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and that the thought that goes through my mind is when akusala arises, the storm of akusala jetasikas rushes in very at the same time. That's a good way of looking at it.
The flood of akusala,
Yeah,
asvat, oka, and
yeah,
so on. Yeah,
yeah. The
it
flood. That's
conditions the moment of be not to be heedless at all.
yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
How many moments of kusala today, yesterday, tomorrow, and on and on, and how many moments of kusala? See,
Yes. I see. I far more akusala than kusala.
and understanding the truth is part of understanding. Even if
Yes.
that moment does not understand the nature of the reality, but develops to be the base for kusala to arise. Because at moment of a kusala cannot arise at all. And in the day, each day, more moments of a kusala. That's why we learn to understand, to be true to the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we can see the difference and between kusla, which is, as Chan says, when it's kusla, it's not a kusla,
Right.
and there's value in it, and how panya conditions all kinds of kusla in a day. But we can understand that there's a difference between kusla just arising, but panya arising to know the kusla as just a dhamma. It's a
Yes.
different level of kusla.
Big difference. Yes. Yes. And that's, well, the development of panya is crucial. If the panya isn't there, then it's nonetheless kusala, but it's not not the kusala which I guess can lead to the path with conditions after, not quickly, but that's the kind of kusala. Kusala with panya is more, how do we say, valuable? Valuable is not the right word. Much stronger kusala with panya.
And we have the path, which is panya, and we
Yeah.
have also panya being a parami, means dhammas which take us to the other side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Kusala being the foundation, but I think with and the development of Panya definitely is the one that takes to the other side, and I think can come. Well, again, it's accumulations. It's definitely accumulations. If there's, I'm going to say interested in all of this as a beginning. Again, go back to the hearing of the Dhamma in this life. It's former accumulations that would condition the interest in it in the first place.
Well,
Sure.
well, the interest has to be kusala,
Yes.
and more importantly, interest which is conditioned by panya. We have interest like chanta being one of the, I think what, itipadas or something like that. That is very, along the path, which is very important. Interest that is developed. So we're talking about interest that is conditioned by panya, and
Yes.
that's different from just interest that is in kusala, but not conditioned by understanding.
Yes. Thank you. That's quite
But I
so
think
straightening that.
kusala without panya can make you get stuck in the samsara. You see, like people who enjoy, accumulate the good life form, great dana, like all those with wrong understanding. They gave out a lot of dana. And dana kusala that, when they were reborn, they would accumulate a lot of comfort, that kind of thing. But then without panya, they stuck in the samsara and they accumulate and give out more and more and got stuck deeper and deeper because you get all this fancy result, happier and things. And you indulge in this in this life and you accumulate even more akusala than kusala. So it's kind of complex. So I would say without panya, we are all in the dark and got stuck without realizing and enjoy that darkness without realizing that it's so dark and so deep. Yes, that's my thinking.
But actually, Kunchu, even regardless of whether there's attachment to the result, it is still not the way out. So even if there's a lot of kusala and no akusala, no attachment to the kusala, it's still samsara.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you.
Right. Kusala is wonderful. You're right. And it feels good and all of that. At that point itself, it's definitely atta. The kusala acts themselves are moments of kusala, true kusala. One can be misled without a lot of understanding. One can be misled that that it's the kusala itself. Sorry, what am I trying to? It's at the very end of the book on the paramis, defiling kusala. Kusala can be defiled by, kusala deeds, kusala deeds, I guess, and subsequent being pleased with one's own kusala deeds. Because that is not kusala. So I think,
and it's bound to happen. What you're saying, it's bound to happen. So even just now, when I was mentioning to Kuntiu that there can be a lot of kusala out of habit, because the habit of kusala also accumulates. So someone who gives and gives and gives and gives has the habit of giving and giving and giving, and not necessarily being, attaching to the result or anything like that. But it's bound to happen, actually, that because of ignorance, because of the accumulative ignorance, and because of lack of understanding, there will be attachment and aversion and all sorts of akusala.
well, I think that's natural. That's so natural in life without understanding. And even with understanding, it happens quite frequently.
I mean, with the accumulate, Achan has once expressed that if we can, make it into a rupa, the amount of ignorance and other akusla, even the universe is not enough. So there's a lot of akusla, so it would come out definitely.
Mhm.
I think we have 2 more minutes. Sohan and Payo, do you have anything? The time's running out.
Yes, listening everything. So today we understand more, better to better. Apanakhap.
So Payo, do you have anything? Are you still there?
John is still there. If you have a few words to say, John, that would be good. If not, then we'll look forward to the next meeting.
We're talking about parami, but what we had talked about, is it not parami?
Yes.
See, the moment of understanding, the moment of wholesome moment, are paramis to support right understanding, to see the danger of akusla and the benefit of kusla. Otherwise, how can it be done? By conditions. Seeing the danger of loba, dosa, and moha, and the benefit of panya and aloba and adosa, they can be so truthful to the truth. That is satya barami, to the truth. That's why we learn to understand what is there. Akusala is akusala, and kusala is kusala. But they're so very subtle. That's why we just talk about one reality at a time.
Mhm.
Otherwise, how can there be more understanding of the truth, wiser and more subtle and deep understanding too? So it's time now. สวัสดีค่ะ